Greetings and welcome to Into the Unknown. In this episode, I'm going to give you, the viewers, a brief but concise overview of the UAP or UFO slash NHI phenomena. So first, what does the term UAP mean? Well, UAP now stands for Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, which is a broader catch-all term that includes anomalous objects, weather events, and other natural phenomena in our atmosphere and space, and now it includes water. So up until 2022, the A stood for aerial, but that was changed to anomalous. This was due to the fact that so many USOs, or unidentified submersible objects, were being reported to ARROW, the current US government program to study the phenomena. So what does the other term NHI mean? Well, NHI stands for non-human intelligence. The reason this has gained so much traction is it includes extraterrestrials, but it would also include things like interdimensional beings, non-carbon based life such as AI, or any other thing that wouldn't use carbon, so it could use silicon, any other things that they're theorized could be sentient that we might encounter that is not of human origin. This would also include something you don't hear very much about, but it's ultra-terrestrial. So what is ultra-terrestrial? Well, that would be sentient life that is non-human, but it originates from Earth. So, ultra-terrestrials would be sentient and they would have advanced technology. You know how, like, you hear people talking about, like, things that would live underground, or whatnot. As crazy as it sounds, that this is just a catch-all term, because this way, no matter what they would come across, NHI would include that. So what are the main claims in this field of study? Number one, and most importantly, is that humanity is not alone in the universe, and that this fact has been systematically withheld from public knowledge by force when needed. This can include means such as intimidation, public smear campaigns such as using the media, blackmail, or violence, including and up to murder. Number two, the various governments, including the United States government, have in its possession crafts, artifacts, wreckage, and beings both alive and dead. This material, both biological and manufactured in origin, are being used in a back engineering program to gain a technological advantage over our enemies, both domestic and abroad. In addition to this, technological breakthroughs that can be patented and made public by defense contractors in order to keep a stranglehold on their use and manufacture, or which in turn fund the black programs that discovered and exploited them. Number four, that this technology is beyond anything that humans currently can create using our standard model of physics as we know it. The result of which, whoever gains control and understanding of these technologies will essentially be able to gain control of the planet. I mean, we're talking about gravity manipulation and possibly time manipulation. Number five, that individuals have been taken both from their homes and other locations by NHI for a number of reasons. This includes medical experiments, such as hybridization programs. Implants can move in the body, give off signals, and our bodies don't see as foreign objects. Meanwhile, in other cases, individuals are taken upon crafts, given a message, and oftentimes shown out of space or other planets. So they normally take them, like, they'll see maybe just space, they could see other planets, they could take them to their home planet. It just depends. In these cases, the abductee often has a feeling that they were told certain information in hopes that it would spread, such as impending disasters. Like, if you keep doing this, nuclear annihilation, the planet's going to die, etc., etc. Number six, that humanity is not just interacting now with NHI, but that there is evidence for a long-term interaction, possibly lasting thousands of years, if not tens of thousands, or possibly even longer. While the show Ancient Aliens might have a lot of hokey things in it, there are a lot of individuals in this field, such as whistleblowers, who think that we have been interacting with NHI for a very long time, and that they have influenced a large amount of our culture, such as our religions around the world. Number seven, that while some NHI are more than likely extraterrestrial, it is thought that some might be multidimensional or from another reality or universe beyond our own, such as the multiverse in the MCU. Ultra-terrestrial, which is another race that is sentient and technologically advanced, that has remained hidden on Earth, and like us, they originate from here. Humans from the future using time machines that are highly evolved, which is why they look so different, and why they would also be telling us to get rid of our nuclear weapons, to stop fighting amongst one another, that we haven't reached our peak abilities, and that we're killing the planet. So that would all tie into them being future humans. Number 8, the NHI are already living among us, either through a hybridization program or because they look like us, such as the alleged race known as the Nordics. We will be eventually looking at other NHI races, but these ones are the most common, and they're said to look like us. In the case of them, the Nordics, they're tall, blonde, blue-eyed. They're technologically advanced, of course. They can pass for humans, and they all look like supermodels. And more than often than not, people talk about them to telepathically communicating with them. And then finally, last but not least, the NHI and the governments both are controlling disclosure. This could be by force, deals made with governments without public knowledge in return for technology or access to people or any other reason. While there are many other beliefs that I didn't just list here, these I feel are the main beliefs in the field of ufology, as is known in the most common terms. So in the following videos, we're going to explore decade by decade the events that defined that decade in the field of ufology, as well as like any groups that were founded. When I say events, I mean like abductions, any things that Congress did. We're going to go decade by decade and really hit like all the main points so you can understand where things started and then where we're at now. So as we do this, though, if I miss anything or if I don't get anything, I'm going to keep reiterating this because I really do want this channel to be as accurate as it can be. So feel free to correct me in the comments. Of course, don't just say, well, it's this. Please provide, link. I guess you can't post links, but tell me where to go to find this info so that I can go, okay, yes. Before I correct something, I need to actually see sources. But, as usual, if you enjoyed this, like, share, comment. I would suggest subscribing because this is just a second. It's kind of like the overview now, the phenomenon. Now we're going to start diving into things starting in the late 1800s, and we're going to go to now. So, as always, thank you for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Number 8. The NHI are already living among us, either through a hybridization program or because they look like us, such as the alleged race known as the Nordics. We will eventually be looking at other alleged NHI races, including the Nordics, but the Nordics are the most common ones said to look like humans. In the case of the Nordics, they are tall, blonde, blue-eyed, and technologically advanced and could pass for humans. They're also said frequently to communicate with those around them through telepathy. Finally, that both NHI and the governments are controlling the disclosure. This could be by force, deals made with governments without public knowledge in return for technology, access to people, or any abductions or any other reason. This was hinted at by whistleblower David Grush, who was an Air Force major. So it's interesting that this is a possibility. So while these are many beliefs that we've touched on, they're not all of them. These are the ones that I feel are the main beliefs, like the main touchstones, essentially, of ufology. And it's the most common ones. So in the following videos, we're going to explore decade by decade the events. So that includes abductions, crashes. If they had investigations on things like the Condon Committee, et cetera, et cetera. We're gonna go decade by decade and see the things that defined that decade and ufology as a whole. And then eventually we're going to do deep dives on certain things. So we're going to kind of look. What I mean by a deep dive is we could do a whole video on just the alleged Aurora crash, which we're going to do. Whereas, we're going to look at crash retrievals as a whole in another video. Then we can go, part by part for that. As always, like if you have any questions, comments, anything, feel free to leave them down below. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, I'm trying to make sure that people that watch this get not only a good primer for this topic, but kind of it's to ease people into it, because there really is no place to start. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is fill that void of where do you start. Then you can go from my channel and go to other places like Richard Dolan, UAP Gerb for crash retrieval, all these other people that specialize in just one thing. But I'm trying to be that starting point so that everyone just doesn't feel lost. Or if you don't want to go in depth in it, stick with me, because I'm also going to be doing podcasts and everything else. But as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, share, subscribe. It really does help the channel, especially since I'm trying to grow this to be something where I could start doing interviews for people, and maybe get other podcasters on. But as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.